They were walking towards me, man, saying, "You got the mojo, you got the mojo." And I started screaming for the nurse. Hello, what is happening, roadies? Welcome back to another week here. Special edition of the series Hell on Wheels, a Tour Stories compilation, during which I read you a chapter out of this fantastic book by Greg Jacobs, all about great independent 90s bands out there on the road doing their thing and just trying to make it on the road. This week we've got a band called Cadillac Tramps. Gabby was the lead vocalist and was interviewed by Greg Jacobs. I got to give a shout out to my sponsor of this special series, One of One Productions. You know I talk about them all the time. They lent me this fantastic mic, the Lewitt LCT 440 Pure microphone that I'm using for this series. They are the one-stop shop podcast solutions destination company. If you have a show, you want to take it to the next level, or you're thinking about starting a show, this is the company to check out. One of One Productions. They've got everything from storage devices, microphones, input, DAWs, whatever you need. They don't have DAWs. They don't make a DAWs. That's a digital audio workstation for those of you just tuning in. Anyway, they've got the stuff, man, to help you get your podcast rocking and rolling. So check them out, One of One Productions. All right, here we go. Cadillac Tramps. This is a good story, man. I dig this story. Gabby. Okay, we were in New Orleans. We played and we met some friends out there. The next night we played in Baton Rouge, but I went back to New Orleans after the show with some friends of mine. We stopped off at this all-black cemetery and went running around the tombstones. We were having a good time. It was really a cool cemetery. You know how in New Orleans everything kind of floats, right? Everything's in these crypts. We were crawling around in these crypts and screwing around. And at that time, I got stung by these mosquitoes. They were like dirty swamp mosquitoes. The next day, I came down with this thing called pharyngitis. You get it from the mosquitoes. I started getting a little headache, and about an hour after, I was completely out. I blacked out. I woke up in the hospital. I had like 106.2 degree temperature or something like that. So the nurse was saying, you better be real careful. You got to take your clothes off. We might have to put you in intensive care. Then all of a sudden, I started seeing dead black people in my hospital room. It literally looked like these dead people were coming after me. They were walking towards me, man, saying, "You got the mojo. You got the mojo. You were fucking with us." And I started screaming for the nurse, and she came in my room. I kind of grabbed her shirt and kind of pulled her toward me. And I was wigging out, and I accidentally unbuttoned a couple of her buttons, you know. It's called the dirty swamp disease. Greg, so did you have to go home, or did you recover and finish the tour? No, we had 2 days after that in Austin, Texas, and Houston, Texas. You know, man, every time we're out, we've got a great thing going in Houston and Austin. And we've got a real strong following out there. The last time we were out on tour, our van broke down before we hit Austin. So we had to sell it to some guy for $60, and we missed those two shows, Austin and Houston. Then this time out, the Dirty Swamp thing happened. So I went home for a couple days to recover. Then we finished the tour and went up into Canada. Greg, when was that? What tour? That was the last one. The Tombstone Radio Tour, November 1992. That's it. There we go. Cadillac Tramps doing it. The swamp, dirty swamp thing. Nobody wants to get the dirty swamp thing, man, especially from good old New Orleans. Well, there you go, guys. Hell on Wheels by Greg Jacobs. You can pick up a copy now. Look for it on Amazon. There's a link in the description. Wait until spring 2022. When University of Hell Press is going to put it out. Another big shout out to One of One Productions. Check those guys out. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on it now. And remember, if you want to support a roadie, you can do so by heading over to roadiefreeradio.com. Pick up some merch. We got all kinds of stuff happening. And at the end of each month, I will make a donation to either musiccares.org or to roadiecare.com. so that some people out there who are trying to make a buck and do their jobs can get supported, man. All right? Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Check out some of these other videos we got up here, and I'll see you next week. Be safe. and I'll see you down the road.